finally time to do my January wrap up. These are all the books that I've read in January. I'm going to tell you guys what I rated them and about them and if I recommend them. The first book I read was The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. I rated this book a 4-star. It's a workplace romance, enemies to lovers. I really enjoyed this book. It was just very fast paced. It was just something easy to get through. I also made a video of book versus movies, so I compared the book versus The Hating Game movies. I think I read this in a day, if I'm not mistaken, so I think that says how good it is. But yeah. Also, I've never read a book in a day, so that's how you know it's good. But yeah, I gave this book a 4-star, my first book of the year, and I'm really glad that I started off with this because it was a very easy read and a very enjoyable read. Next book I read was Last Chance Books. I didn't enjoy this book too much. I rated this a 3-star. Like, it was good in some parts and then it was just not as good in some parts. I normally love romance books, but for some reason I didn't really enjoy this one. That's why I gave it a 3-star. Like, just because I didn't enjoy it doesn't mean someone else won't enjoy it. I'm actually really sad that this wasn't a book that I did enjoy. It's an enemies to lovers book between this girl that works at one bookstore and this guy that works at another bookstore, and they're supposed to be rivals. The bookstore that the girl works at, it's closing, and she's kind of blaming the guy in his bookstore because they're taking all their customers. And then the next book I read was The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. If you guys have seen my video, my January TBR video, you know that I chose this thinking that it was going to be a 5-star, and unfortunately it wasn't a 5-star. It was a 4-star, and it only was a 4-star because some of the plot twists weren't super shocking, which kind of sucked, but it was a really good book. I really enjoyed this. It kept me on my toes still, but the plot twists weren't that great, and the ending also, I didn't really enjoy the ending. So yeah, I gave this a 4-star. Definitely recommend this. It's a mystery thriller, and it follows this girl named Hannah because her fiance went missing, or her husband went missing, and all he leaves her is a note, and she has to figure out what it means, where he is, and a lot of secrets come out. So I really enjoyed this, but unfortunately was not a 5-star read. The next book I read was Things We Never Got Over, which is a very thick book. I gave this book a 3.75 star. It follows this girl Naomi, and she's basically running away from her life. She's a runaway bride. She meets this guy named Knox, and she meets her niece that she didn't know she had, and she basically has to figure life out like that. And her and Knox were like an enemies to lovers type thing. I did enjoy this book. Don't get me wrong, don't be like, but you rated it 3.7 star. It was still good. I don't know, there were some parts that I didn't really like, or you know, just thought were kind of boring in some parts, but overall it was still really good. I'm still going to get the next book in the series to continue this series. So the next book I read was The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. And oh my gosh, you guys, like, this book is crazy. I rated this a 5-star, so my first 5-star of the year, and this book was so crazy. It follows Millie. She's a housekeeper for this family, and you basically see what's going on through her eyes, and then you find out all these crazy things that were actually happening, like plot twist after plot twist. The ending was crazy. I love this book. After reading this book, I literally want to go and get all of her books that she's ever wrote because how amazing this book was. I recommend this book. It's a mystery thriller. If this isn't a genre that you normally gravitate towards, please get this book because I promise you, you will like this book. So the next book I read was The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I rated this book a 3.75. So basically Monique is writing a like biography about Evelyn Hugo's life and what went on with all of her 7 husbands. I kind of thought it was boring in the beginning, but towards the end it picked up and it got really good. I know other people like this book. I know other people love this book, but I personally don't like it that much. It's not a 3-star, but it's also not a 4-star, so that's why I put it in the 3.75 star, because it was more a 4-star than a 3-star, if that makes sense, but not a 4-star. That literally, oh my god, sorry guys, I'm so confusing. And then the next book I read was Caraval, and I haven't read a fantasy book in forever, and this book was really, really good. It follows Scarlett, and she always wanted to go to Caraval. She always talks about Caraval, and one day she ends up going. She has to go on this adventure in Caraval, and basically Caraval is this world, or honestly I don't really know what Caraval technically is. Basically in the world, everything that you see, you don't know if it's like real or if it's all fake, but there was amazing plot twists. Even though this was a fantasy and I don't really read fantasy, it was actually really easy to read, and I was listening to it most of the time and it was still easy to understand even though I was listening to it and not actually reading it. I definitely like this, and I'm gonna get the other books in the series because I want to know what happens next and I want to know everything about this book. Yeah, I rated this a 4.5 star, which is big. One of the last fantasy books that I've read just wasn't doing it for me and I rated it really low, so I'm actually surprised that I rated this a 4.5 star. And that is it for all the books that I've read in January, but I do have Fourth Wing on my TBR still, and there's 4 days left of January, so this is also going to be a book that I've read in January. I just haven't read it yet. When this video goes up, I will be in the middle of reading this. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below what book challenges you guys want me to do, like reading for 24 hours or reading for, I don't know, or comment down below if you guys want to see any reading vlogs. I know I just said that I'm gonna do a reading vlog for Fourth Wing, but comment down below if you guys want to see any other reading vlogs. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week, and bye. Follow my Instagram, by the way. I made an Instagram for my books, so go follow it. I'll put my username here, but I'll also put it in the description. Hopefully the link works. But yeah, I'll put it in the description. Bye guys.